Hello everyone, my name is Edgem, and I want to do a quick guide to Charge Blade in Monster Hunter Wilds. Alright, one of the more complicated weapons. I'm going to teach you how to get all those glowing icons up in the top left there to glow and do big damage. Alright, for starters though, because everyone's playing on different controllers, I just want to say, for me, my X button, I'm going to be referring to this as the primary attack. That's the button up the top of your controller. And A, or the right button, is going to be referred to as secondary, right? Just so I don't have to confuse you too much with X and A's. Anyway, we start off in Sword and Shield mode, and we can do basic attacks, right? And any attack in Sword and Shield mode will slowly charge up our files. See in the top left there how they're yellow now? So they've got a little bit of charge to them. But if we want to charge really quickly, we hold secondary, and then as soon as we glow, we release it, and we do a big charge attack. See? There you go. Now we're red now, which is good, but if we go too far... Right, now we're like dangerously red. And what this means is our attacks are going to bump off the monster. We don't want this at all. So what we're going to do is we're going to hold shield, and we're going to press secondary, and that's going to charge us. Right, so that puts all of it into the files. And we have 5 files now. If we were yellow charge only, it would only fill up to 3. Cool. Now what we can do, though, is if we go into Axe mode, which is X, trigger and primary. Our primary attacks, kind of basic still. However, our secondary attacks, they now do bonus little damage, and they use one of the files. See? Did a secondary hit, and it uses up a file. We can also do Amped Element Discharge, which is X and A. And an Amped Element Follow-up. But, want to do far more damage. So what we're going to do now, we're going to charge up again. We're going to fill our files. And then when we go into charge mode, what we're going to do is we're going to hold secondary. And we get element boost. And now our shield is glowing. What this means is our shield is stronger, block more, but also our axe mode does bonus damage now. So if we go into axe mode, better. We'll get more charge files again. Charge Blade is going to be... It's a lot of charging. Right. So in axe mode now, we can now do the super amped elemental. So we do amped element discharge, which is both buttons. And if we press them again, we do super elemental, which is going to use up all of our files to do a big attack. Right? There we go. That's pretty good. Now, we don't need charge files for this next bit. So this is fine. But as long as your shield is charged up, you can do a... charge your files, and then hold primary instead. And this is a timed input, so you need to wait until you glow. And then we're going to do a attack that charges our sword. There we go. Now our sword is charged up. And what this means is we do more damage, but also, even if we overcharge, our attacks are not getting knocked back anymore. Still making a noise like, oh, it doesn't like it. Game doesn't like it. But our attacks are not getting knocked back. Right. So that's good. And now the last one, the last glowing icon, this is a little bit harder to do. So we don't currently have a wound on the enemy. If we did have a wound, we could just do that and it instantly activates. So what we can do is a perfect guard. And then go that into primary. And now you have the powered up axe mode. Now for this one now, as long as you hold the attack, you do bonus damage during the attacks, right? So if I just tap the attack, just hit it once. If I hold, bonus attacks the entire time. We also basically use no charges during Amped Elemental. See, it didn't use a charge there. And we use half a charge during Amped Element Discharge. And half during the follow-up. So we can stay in axe mode for a very long time now when we have this mode. most of the basics. There is another bit though, which is that we can double charge our files. Alright, so see how 2 of them now are glowing? I'll fill the rest of them up. So this means that we'll do bonus damage with the files. It's not much, but it is there. So yeah, kind of the basic idea is you want to build up your charges. You want to charge your shield at the very least. The sword you can kind of miss. And then when you're in the powered mode, you want to do a lot of element discharge. Not so much super amped elemental discharge though, right? Because super amped will still use up all of your files. And it's not that much extra damage, so there you go. Super quick guide. Alright, have fun hunting.